Hi, everybody. Welcome to Algebra 2. I'm really excited to get started with you this year. There are a bunch of things that I have to get through today, just kind of talking about how the class is going to work, and then we will get into a little tiny bit of math today, and then I'm going to assign a little, not homework, but thing for you to get done today. You'll see on the screen that there is an agenda every day, and so this bullet point list is going to be the things that you're going to get done today. I'm going to show you what you need every day. I'm going to tell you if you need a calculator or not today. You do not need a calculator, so that's what's there. I'm going to give you a little rundown of who I am. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how the class is going to work. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the math activity that we're going to do today, and then I'm going to give you a little writing assignment at the end of the day. This is probably the only writing assignment I'm ever going to give you, so know that. Okay, me. This is me. Hi. I'm teaching Algebra 2 and Fundamental 2, Algebra 2 again this year. I've taught at St. Anthony for 3 years. This is like my favorite thing to do, and I'm so happy that I'm here. I really love to play piano, to do math, hike, bike, and cook. I think that everybody in math can be really successful, and I just want you to know that I believe in your ability to do math at a really high level, so know that. I put my contact information on this slide so that you have access to it. Like and subscribe. Just kidding. Okay, on this screen you can see a fact sheet about how things are supposed to work in this class. There's a million things on this slide. I'm going to go through all of it in this video, so I'll try to go quickly so that it's not boring, but just know that it's all on this sheet, so you can click on this link if you need to. Okay, what do you need for class every day? You need your Chromebook. If you can find a graphing notebook, that's awesome. You should get one, and then you should get some pencils. Don't get pens. It's not helpful. I'm going to update your grades in Skyward as often as I possibly can, whenever anything changes. I will post notes and assignments on Google Classroom, so you'll have access to what you should be doing every day on Classroom. You can expect to have about 90 minutes worth of work every day. That's a big jump up from where we were at last year, but know that that's because we have fewer classes and because we're really trying to actually get through material and try to really learn deeply instead of just making it through the end of the year, which is kind of what happened last year. Again, my contact information is on here. Your Google Classroom code is VPMDAFX. I'm going to talk about Google Classroom in a minute here. If you're not in first quarter, then I'll announce your Google Classroom code another time. You should already be in your Google Classroom for first quarter for my class. I already invited you. So if you're not in there, just log on and it should have an invitation for you to join it. Look under that to do today section. I'll talk about this a little bit more. So here it is. This is kind of the home screen of our Google Classroom. It will open up in Stream just like it did last year. You need to go to classwork to see everything that's on for the stuff that I want you to be doing. So click on this. Stream is only where I'm going to post announcements. You're not even going to see homework on the stream. Go to classwork to see the assignments that you need to get done. In the due today section, that's what you have to get done the day that I post it. If you miss a day, if you get behind, you can scroll down and find the stuff later on in the on the page, so lower on the page. That's that. There's a link to the Google Classroom. If you're not on it for some reason, you can just click on this link right here. Okay, if you get stuck, if you don't understand how to do something, there are a couple of things that you can do. The first thing that you should try is you should go to the math help session. Every day on Google Meet, we're going to host a meet with the math teachers. So it might not be me, but it will be one of the math teachers. So you'll see Mr. V or Miss Patrick or Mr. Wiggins or Mr. Anderson or Mr. Griffin. And so you'll see one of them or me Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And you can click on this link if you open up that fact sheet. I'll also post that on Classroom so you have access to that. I will be on that link on Tuesdays and Fridays from 1:15 to 2 o'clock. So if you really want to talk to me, then that's a good time to come. You can always email me. You can always call my school phone. I will also be posting some other opportunities to meet on Google Meets to do some reteaching or to help you get unstuck if you get stuck. So know that there's going to be a lot of support and there's going to be a lot of ways that you can get help from me. It's just that we're both going to have to work kind of hard at it. I'm going to check your assignments every day, and I'm going to make sure that you are actually on track and doing what you need to be doing. Um, there are a bunch of other websites and things in the world. You can always just kind of Google how to do something, and you can usually find the information that you need. But these are some lists of things that I like to use. So there's that for you. Okay, let's talk really quickly about grading. I'm going to move my face up here so that you can see the whole slide. This year I'm going to change a little bit about how I've graded how I've done it in the past. What you need to know is that we're going to do learning targets this year, and the learning targets are the only things that are going to be in the gradebook that are going to count for anything. The learning targets are like the objectives, the stuff you have to know about math. And all of the learning targets are going to be built on an 8-point scale where the lowest you can get is a 4. So the lowest you can get is 50%, but you can get up to 100% on that learning target scale. The 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 all mean really specific things. The 4 means you haven't tried it yet. The 5 means you need help getting started, or you need help getting to the point of like doing it well. A 6 is you're missing something, but you did it independently. So you are basically like you're getting started, but there's an important part of the math that you're missing that you need to figure out. So that's not where you need to be yet. 7 is like you've done a good job, you basically get it, but you're making a couple of little calculation errors, or you may be missing a small thing where you made a small mistake, but you're basically getting it. And then an 8 is like you really nailed it and you totally have everything controlled. So you are totally like on top of it and you really get it. Our target is for us to try to get to 8 for every single learning target, for every single student. The plus side of this is that this really shows me what you know, and not like whether you're able to just like do the little homework assignments or do the little mastery checks or whatever. All those things are really opportunities for me to see what you're learning. Your final grade is going to be the average of these scores, and it's going to be basically a percent, but it's just that the percent is going to mean a lot more to both of us. There are a lot of ways that you're going to be able to show me that you have mastered your learning targets, and that means that we might be doing mastery checks. We might be doing assessments weekly or at the end of the unit. You might have a project to do. You might be just video chatting with me and showing me that you are learning, and that will be evidence that I can use to show that you have gotten a 5 or a 6 or a 7 or an 8. Okay. I will be putting other assignments in Skyward, but they're not going to count for your grade because I don't think that that's an important part. I think what's important is whether you're actually showing me that you can learn or that you have the math figured out. You're always going to have opportunities to retry. So if you feel like you just didn't do a good enough job and you feel like you want that 8, that's our goal. We really want to get that 8 for every single learning target. And so if you want to get an 8, then we have to work together to create that retake opportunity. I want to give you just a really quick rundown of like what an example gradebook would look like. I have our 5 learning targets for our first unit built into this slide. They're here. Let's say our sample student got an 8, a 7, a 7, a 4, and a 6. So really quick, let's decode this. This 4 means that this student didn't try this learning target. So they just left this part of the assessment or this section of the class blank. So they didn't even try it. This 7 and this 7 right here, these mean basically they really got it pretty well. And then this 6 means that they're kind of there, but they're missing some really important details about how that learning target works. The 8 means they nailed it. They totally got it really well. These 5 numbers, the 8, the 7, the 4, and the 6, they average to a 6.4 out of 8. 6.4 out of 8 is 80%, and we can look at the scale and say that 80% is a B minus. And that's kind of just like the normal grading scale that you're used to seeing. So the key part of this is the only way to get this better is to really learn it and to really try, especially this learning target that we haven't tried yet. That's the one that we really need to focus on, but we can also get this 6 up. We can improve this 7 and this 7 also, and then that's going to improve our grade. What are we supposed to learn this semester? We're going to do chapters 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the textbook. And we're going to try to go really fast through those things and only do the stuff that's really important. If you get behind, the plus side of doing this grading that I'm going to do is that you just need to show me that you're learning, and you need to show me that you're learning the learning targets that we have. That doesn't mean that you have to do every single little assignment. And so that's part of why I kind of did it. Remember that I know that you can be super successful, and I know that this is going to work really well, but you probably are going to have to put a fair amount of effort in. We have a limited amount of time to do a whole semester of Algebra 2, and so we just have to work together to get it done. I'm almost done. The first thing that we're going to do, you're going to flip to the next slide on Nearpod, and you're going to say, okay, answer these 2 questions. What do you notice about this picture? What do you wonder about this picture? Have you seen this picture before? Is there something that you kind of can conjecture about what we're going to try to be doing in this picture? That I'm going to tell you that this is a question that I'm going to ask you about this picture in a minute. So after this video ends, you're going to flip to the next slide, and then you're going to type in, what do you notice and what do you wonder about in Nearpod? Thanks for listening. I'm sorry that was so long.